Today, Propertylimbrothers is at the east and we are in D16 and the Springfield is right behind me. This is one of a kind, huge cluster project development with 110 units. Wow, 根本就是一个 chalet. This is rarity nowadays because if you want to hunt for something that has 2,335 square feet and beneath the $2.5 million price point, this is one of the rare projects that you can hunt for in D16. 太棒了，太棒了. Follow Propertylimbrothers on this cluster housing tour. Let's go. Alright, so this is the unit. We need to talk about the rarity of the corner terraces right here. Because out of 110 units, there are only 8 rare corner terraces. And I think this is one of the best corner terraces right here in the Springfield. Especially if you're hunting for something with proximity to the pool for your kids to enjoy. You have sort of a natural canopy here that flushes across this row of terraces. You happen to be one of them. That gives you a natural canopy privacy from the pool area. You also have an additional private garden here. And this is almost like a free space for you to utilize. And you can use this space for outdoor canopy deck as well. So I'm going to bring you in and then we'll check more. Let's go. So the Springfield was completed in the year 1995. Right now, it's about 27 years old. You have a balance sheet of 72 to go. The Springfield was developed in an era where there were a lot of huge plots of cluster housing land available. However, in today's day and age, cluster housing right here in terms of pure land plots like this, with no mixture of condominiums, this type of land plots are extremely hard to find. One of the latest pure cluster housing plots that has developed over the past 2 years was Parkwood Collection, which is a 99 years cluster housing development. Every singular unit there is being transacted at about $4 million, and that's today's day and age pricing. So let me bring you back to the Springfield. We're within about 16 minutes walk from Tanah Merah MRT station. Tanah Merah is an interesting place because not only is it an interchange that connects to East-West Line as well as directly to the airport, it's also known to be one of the condo enclaves that is very popular with expatriates that are working at Changi Business Park. So Tanah Merah is being populated largely by private properties. You have most high-rise condominiums surrounding the MRT station, and towards the back there's a nice mixture of landed enclave. They are pure 99s landed, freehold landed, 999s landed, as well as huge plots of cluster housing projects like this one at Springfield. So to name a few, you have Summer Gardens on our side. Springfield is one that is occupying the space that is right in front of Sungai Bedok. You drive from Landed Street through Simpang Bedok. You can just walk over to Simpang Bedok for lunch, dinner and supper, which is a very famous supper place right here in the D16 region. So let me show you the entrance level. You have a nice zoning right outside which is not included in the 2,335 square feet space. When you buy a strata home, we calculate it by strata size because land sizes are calculated for pure landed property. So when you buy a strata home, you are buying the 2,335 square feet across 4 different levels, just as if you are buying any other condominiums. The key benefit is that you do not have to maintain anything that is exterior. The MCSD fee is surprisingly very affordable because it's only about $430 per month. What you get in return is that you have a full-on security, basement parking, you have visitors parking lot, nice size pool, kids pool, playground right in the central zoning. The key benefit of a corner terrace unit is that you have this nice window panel at the side. So even if I do off all the lights, you still have nice brightness coming in and you don't get any direct afternoon sun. You're facing towards northwest and southeast direction. Facing wise is either you face towards Sungai Bedok, and that's where we kickstart the home tour. You face towards Summer Gardens, which is another project beside us, or you face towards the landed property zoning. We are just 3 stories high. If you were to face towards the landed zoning, you also face towards the similar landed properties beside us. Now our owners bought this a couple of years back. They spruced up the place, renovated, flooring wise, original with the marble. Properties that was done in the late 1990s. Usually you get to see this kind of split living and dining concept. The key idea back then in terms of architecture design is to have a separation of living and dining space. That was what was popular back then. If you are thinking that you have young kids at home, what you can do is that this particular portion here, you can build up like a small little glass panel barrier here. This is the entry zone towards your basement. Basement, you have a nice entry foyer after you park your car. Right behind the car porch, there's still space for shoe cabinets that has already been done up. You also have a nice size store right at the basement level. After shopping at the supermarket, there's a place to store all your dry goods and groceries. So coming back to the living area, If you were to look at the hall, you also have nice sliding panel windows, which are 4 panels. That opens up directly to the front patio area. As mentioned, the patio is not included in the space. Unlike the newer cluster homes right now, patios and front and backyards, they are all pumped into the space. However, for this property, only the backyard area is counted into the 2335 square feet. In terms of dining area, very sizable as well. The marble flows all the way towards your dry kitchen. So the overall theme of this home is in a black and white fashion, but yet at the same time maintaining a minimalist plus a little bit more like a Scandi kind of look. Once you come into the kitchen, you realize that you have this very beautiful retro tiles at the bottom. It's all nicely blended to suit the windows with black framing. Yet at the same time, overall theme of the carpentry work is in white tonality. Nicely flush with blinds at the back, but at the same time, if you are to open up the blinds, you look towards your own backyard. We like the ventilation from the side towards the front and back as well. So when we come back to the kitchen, storage is ample. You also have a good balance of tabletop space for your usage. Fridge space right over at this direction, and you have a nice sized backyard here, which is currently being used as a wet kitchen. This will be the space for your laundry work. You can put in your washer cum dryer. You also have a nice utility room at the back, which can double up as a helper's room if you're a living helper, plus a nice sized bathroom right on level 1. Before we head up, I want to bring you towards the main entrance. It feels extremely serene. So if you just walk out here, a little bit like your own little private garden because you own a corner unit. So compared to a lot of different kinds of facing right here, I think this is really fantastic. Very rare to get a corner unit right here. We're going to head back in, talk about the pricing before we head upstairs. Let's go. If you're hunting for a landed property, let's talk about this particular category first. Landed property, you have a few key choices. Number one, you go for freehold, original condition that are like 2.5 story or 2 story or maybe 1.5 story, at least $3.5 million for freehold and 999 years lease status. If you're hunting for 99 years landed, they will hover in the range of about 2.5 to about $3 million as well. If you're hunting for the next category, which is this category is a nice blend. Firstly, is below $2.5 million. For example, like this one, $2.38 million. Yet at the same time, this is very suitable if you do not want to have hassle of maintaining your landed property and you only want to take care of the interior space. And this is beautiful for you, especially if you're upgrading from a HDB apartment or condominium apartment. This is one of the nice perfect blend. You don't have to worry about exterior maintenance and facade. So the other perspective is also to look at this disparity chart. Maybe after you purchase this at the Springfield, in 5 to 10 years time, your kids has outgrown the space, you want to buy something bigger, then you might be thinking, who will be the next category of buyers that will be keen in this type of cluster housing right here? If you were to look at what is available in the market now, it's important to note that if you want to hunt for something that's 4 or 5 beders, and you look at the condominiums category, you also have less than about 50 choices available in D16, and you want something that is sizable with at least 1,005 square feet, they will be definitely still in the $2 million range for most of the projects. If I were to shrink it down to 2,000 square feet, in terms of condominiums choices, there are almost just less than 10 available choices right now on D16. The key reason is because most of the condominiums PSF level has already moved up to be $1,500 and $1,600 or $1,700 per square foot in this particular region. So this disparity gap is closing from the top and from the bottom. From the top, it will be the strong holding power of the pure landed properties with at least $3.5 million entry price to $4 million for inter-terrace. And then with the 99 years pure landed properties, there's at least in the high 2s to $3 million. At the bottom level that's pushing up, the 4 beders condominiums are at least $1.8 to $2.5 million. And then you have this nice hybrid tier right in the middle, which is the cluster housing plot, giving you space and at the same time a nice entry quantum, which then form this trifecta triangle that we have been talking about, hitting PSF, quantum and size. When you want to exit 5 years later, to sum it up, is that there will still be a nice audience in future because landed properties are only going to get more and more expensive through inflation and asset inflation. Bottom up PSF level of condominiums will increase when new launches pop up in the area, especially with the latest new launch right up beside Tanah Merah MRT station that's going to TOP in 2025. This center hybrid category, which are the cluster housing, they will also move up in tandem because families will always be hunting for space, and this is a nice sweet spot entry for you to enter if you're hunting for this nice fine balance. Let's head upstairs. I love the way that the staircase is being tucked right at the corner. It's a nice circular fashion without wasting any additional space within the home. So the moment you come to level 2, you have 2 bedrooms, one facing towards the front, one facing towards the back. This is facing towards the front. This is currently the master room. If you want to put your master at level 3, that's also possible, but this room is one of the largest. Just have a look at the space. This is a king bed. The orientation is right in the middle in order to allow our owners to face the beautiful facing right here. Let's pump in probably about 8 seconds here. It really feels a little bit like downtown east. Does it feel like downtown east? Nice 5-panel wardrobes tucked within the wall line. The moment you head upstairs, they're all parquet flooring. If you were to reorientate the room, this is how it will look like. Your bed head can be situated right here. You can put your TV console right towards this wall line. Of course, you can utilize the window panel space. Flush it across with a nice longish table with 2 chairs, combining your dressing table area together as a work zoning. Let me show you the ensuite, nicely renovated with beautiful carpentry. So flooring, wall tiles, you don't have to do anything. Don't spend additional money to renovate because this is already renovated for you. His and her sink, bottom storage space, seated zone within your standing shower area. Nice rain shower has already all been fitted for you. So this is currently configured as the children's room with beautiful fitted loft bed as well as 2 beds at the bottom. I think this is going to be so great. So this room is fantastic for 3 children to occupy the same room together. It's going to be so fun. You also have storage right here at the side, space in the middle for playing. At the top is a combination of storage, and of course at the side is basically your wardrobe space. So I think this carpentry system is good to keep. It comes with its own ensuite as well, also fully renovated. Nice planning that's being done. So there's dual doors. You can close up this door if somebody is bathing here. You can also continue to use the sink area, dual functionalities. Level 3 is beautiful. Comes with a private balcony space here that's already been sheltered. This gives you a nice view of the internal facing the pool deck as well. Another fantastic room for your kids. You can also use this as a home office, or you can use this as a study room. It comes with a walk-in wardrobe kind of alley right here. This is a nice space, of course, for you to store your clothes. I really love designs that was done in this season because you see very little wasted space. Common bathroom towards the back. Nice little slanted roof at the top. Oh, look at the way that this shower head and all that stuff is being done. Basically, all the bathrooms right here, you don't have to spend anything. They're all already renovated. So what I think that you need to spend on and invest a little bit is basically just a paint work, adding on some carpentry if you need for some of the bedrooms. Other than that, I think the rest are pretty much good to go. Something that's beneficial is that you don't have to wait. You can come in immediately. So this is the 4th and final bedroom. You get a slanted roof towards this direction. Very nice high ceiling as well when you come to the attic level. You can use this as an entertainment room. The brightness, if you notice, is fantastic. Very well balanced throughout the entire home. Last but not least, landed and of course cluster landed are pure breed category. Just look at the segregation in terms of HDB apartments population vis-a-vis non-landed residential apartments population with about 340,000 vis-a-vis to 73,000 landed residential kind of stock in the entire Singapore bandwidth. So when we look at that, you know that you're buying something that is rare. It is almost impossible to have a prediction of whether there will be any GLS land sale for cluster landed properties or pure landed properties, because the focus will definitely be on high-rise apartment status, which is the key reason why in recent years government has not been dishing out land to construct strata landed homes like this with a low density across a huge land space. And these are one of the last few categories that is available in the entire market. If you think the cluster living is something that your family would love to have, this might be something that is suitable for you and your family. Give a call to our listing managers. Their numbers are right down below, and thank you for staying tuned with Propertylimbrothers on this home tour at the Springfield. My name is Melvin Lim. Always happy to show the place, and meantime, take care. 我昨天晚上刚刚看那个 Stranger Things Season 4第1集，吓死了！那个女人死掉的时候，然后突然间有一个人在后面这样走过。哇，哎，好公民哎，好公民！直接在那边打篮球。 你不觉得他的脸越来越像猫吗？很好，我们缺人，现在video team缺人。